Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about having a cool job and if that's really the case. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Frederick, since I'm a software developer, I am convinced that a lot of people seem to think that I have a cool job, and I don't think my job is as cool as everyone says. Why does everyone want to learn programming? Well, uh, I suppose that most of the people who want to learn programming have been raised with computers, and our age or our generation is definitely the most digitally savvy generation to date. Pretty much everything we know and do is revolving around the computer. And so to me, it's not that different from people who have like an almost inexplicable fascination with cars. Like I will never ever understand the petrol heads. To me, it's like the most it's a car. Its purpose is so limited and so one-dimensional, but to them this is of course something that they grew up with. It's the same thing with anything. Like to me, I like computer games, but there are people who will look at me as a overgrown kid who never grew up, and maybe there's some truth to that, but like it to me it is something that is fascinating and interesting. I mean, the same thing goes for, say, hacking. For me, hacking was a very interesting thing when I was growing up because I had this romantic picture that Hollywood kind of promotes, where hacking is the simple thing that is like magic and you can do anything if you just do it correctly. It's basically, as stated, it's like being a wizard. You can pretty much do whatever you want, right? When you actually try to do it and actually learn how it works, you realize that it is at times a long, tedious, boring process. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's interesting, but a lot of the times it is a grind to figure out how to exploit the system. But some people do actually get enjoyment from that. And it's the same thing with software development. Some people do actually enjoy the fact that they can build things, and that's what I believe is one part of the answer. If everything you do is revolving around this machine that you're using in order to watch videos and go on social media and all that good stuff, right? Well, if you can make money from actually doing that, and you also know that that money is on average fairly good, I think that is a good incentive. I do, because there is a slightly romanticized image, I suppose, to software development, but I don't think that it is as romanticized as things like, for example, hacking. I still think that like Hollywood hasn't really adopted and promoted this idea that being a software developer is the sexy thing that everybody should be doing. I really do believe that it comes more down to the fact that you if you already are using the computer as much as you are, like you're most likely already sort of interested in how the thing works. And adding to that is the salary and job prospects, which you keep on hearing about. And you look at the most successful IT this, or rather, it doesn't even have to be IT companies, because the most successful companies are on average IT companies, and all the cool products that most of our generation is using are digital products. It's been quite some time since, I don't know, people were really, really excited about working at McDonald's. And today the IT industry has become the, well, within, for like normal people who are not into, I don't know, fashion or movies or music and stuff like that, our industry is probably the most accessible yet cool and hip industry at this point in time. So what I want you to take away from this is that even if you feel like what you do may not be the most interesting thing in the world, remember that you are looking at this from the perspective of somebody who already knows how to do it. And when you know how something works, you'll realize very quickly one fundamental truth about humans, and that is that it doesn't matter what it is. It can be the most amazing thing in the world. Given enough time, you will start taking it for granted, and it will become boring and mundane, or every day. It will be normalized. It doesn't matter what it is, literally anything, if you spend enough time with it. And that is, it's like taking a drug. It's taking, like anything, you keep on taking it and then you adjust to it until you need more of it in order to actually feel a new rush. But for the people who don't actually program, or the people who hear all these amazing things about our industry, of course it's going to sound romanticized. And in the beginning, all of these things are most likely true. But once you do it for long enough, you you go over the honeymoon period and you start settling into something different, and that's where you are most likely. So I think that most people want to learn software development, one part because it is something that is very, like, the computer is a very central part of almost all people's lives at this point. And the most successful among the most successful people in the world are programmers, or people who work within the IT industry. Have a great day.